Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. I hope you all are doing great and learning lots by watching all the continuous episode of the series PHP Beginner to Master. So guys, till now we have completed 30 episode of this series, and today in the 31st episode I am going to describe you PHP Json. So this is the new topic in PHP continuing session of PHP Beginner to Master series. So today we are going to understand how PHP interpret the JSON objects. So let's start it one by one. So guys, you can see JSON, its a full form is JavaScript Object Notation. So JavaScript Object Notation means how we represent object in JavaScript, that is called as JSON. So let's see how the structure of JSON is in the JavaScript. So basically in the JavaScript, when we say like we are going to have the object, so we two things we are going to understand here: objects and its list. So these two things we are going to understand. So for objects, what we use notation, object notation is like this curly braces we are going to use for object, and for list we are going to use this square braces. So square bracket we are going to use for list, and curly braces we are going to use for object. So every object is going to have one key pair value. So that key pair value is called as property and its value. So what we are going to have: property and its value. So this way we are going to understand this object format. So let me give you one example here. Let's take an example. I am going to create one object for employee. So how it will look like. So we know like employee object, employee is an object. So this object will have certain properties, like we know every employee will have few its own name. So we are going to give the name like Ramesh, and in the same way, other property you can define. Let's suppose age. Age we can have 28 like that, and the location we can have. So time, location, US. So this way, guys, you can see this is the one of the format of JSON object. Now here you can see this name is what? This is the property, and this Ramesh is what? It is the value of this particular property. So let me store this object in a variable. Let's suppose I'm going to have EMP variable. So this EMP is a JSON object here, and this is having three properties: name, age, and location. So these all properties are having their own values as well. Now let's take another example to understand this list, how we are going to use this in here in the PHP. Consider a case: one particular employee is having lots of degree. So how we can represent it here? So you can see I am going to have one more, that is degree. As we know, like this employee can have lots of degree, means list of degree. So we need a list representation, and every degree is having own university name and the passing year. So again there we are going to expect some key pair value. So how we can do that? So for that we need to use the list notation here, and inside this list we know like for every degree it is going to have its own name and university name, passing year. So let me show you how we can do that. So first of all I am mentioning the name of the degree. Let's suppose it is B, and this degree we know like this degree belongs to particular university and particular passing year. So again we are going to have one object inside this. Now we can say like there is some university, or you can say passing year, like this. And if you want, so you can add university name. So this way you can add the university name, whatever university, XYZ. So this way you can see this B object is having its own details. In the similar way, you can have another degree, and that degree is going to be inside this degree list. So here you can see the employee is the main object. Inside this we have degree, that which is a list of another set of objects. The first object is what? B. So this B is having its own details, and another you can say, let's suppose it is ME. So it is going to have its own detail, like you can have 16 or 19, like that. Whatever you want you can give here. So this is the two representation we use while creating the JSON object. One is the object curly braces, and another representation is list, you can say the list of object. Now let's see its usage, how we can use and how we can interpret this JSON object in PHP. Let me start VS Code. So here in the VS Code, I am going to have a simple class like PHP class EMP employee, like this. And in this class, I am going to have a few members, private dollar name. Now let's suppose I want to know like the detail of this particular object. So how we can do that? Let's create one object here. Let's suppose EMP1, new EMP, and here we are passing the detail Ramesh, and the next is what is 28, and the location is what US. So let me show you, is it properly working or not. So here we can have a response, and we can call this get EMP method dollar $EMP1 get EMP, and let me print this in array format, print R. Now let me show you in the browser. So guys, here you can see we are able to see the EMP object, but it is showing in this format, like name is equal to EMP, this is private, and this is all, and this is all. So this way we can see, and if our requirement is we want to show this data in a JSON format, then how we can do that? This is again one of the challenges. So for that only PHP provides some specific functions. I am going to show you. Let's suppose this format it is showing in this way it is showing, but we want this data in a JSON format. But why we need the data in a JSON format? The answer is, in a REST API, when we develop some REST API, so there it is required like the response should come in JSON format. So that time it is required like whatever response is there, whatever result is there, that we have to convert in JSON format. So how we can do that in PHP? So there are certain functions available in the PHP. Let me show you those list of functions. So guys, here you can see we have four functions related to the PHP JSON. So the first function is JSON decode. So what it does, it decodes a JSON string and give us the object format. And the JSON encode, it is just opposite of JSON decode. What it does, it takes the object and it returns us encoded JSON format. So this is what these two functions are mostly used. JSON decode converts the object into convert the JSON string into object, and JSON encode convert the string JSON into convert the string given object into JSON string. So these two we have to use, and the last one is JSON last error and JSON last error message. So these two are basically used when we are just checking like the given JSON is proper valid or not. If it is not valid, so that time we can see the last error or message. So let me show you how we can use this function. So let's suppose we want this in a JSON format. So how we can do that? So we have to use JSON encode. We are going to encode the object. So this object we are going to encode in JSON format. So we used JSON encode. So let's see in the browser. So this way, guys, you can see the response is there. It is just encoded the given value in a JSON format. You can see here this is encoded. So it is showing in that encoded JSON format. You can see here, this is the JSON object format, but the data are not showing. Let me show you why it is. So here you can see we just updated this get emp method. Now we can see that is showing in proper JSON format. So here we are having the list, that is why it is showing like that. So this is the first value, this is second value, and this is the third value. So this way we can have the JSON object, and in the reverse of this, if you want to convert the given JSON format into object format, so we can do that using the JSON decode function. Let me show you. So here you can see like we have one JSON string, you can see. So we have set up name and their age like Peter and Ben and Joy. So we are just decoding it, means we are expecting the output in object format. So we have used the JSON decode and we are passing the JSON string here. So it will give us the proper object format. Let me show you. So here you can see it is giving us the standard class object, like this is the first and second and third value. So this way guys we can use JSON encode and JSON decode. Encode is used to convert in JSON format and decode is used to convert the JSON string into a object format. Apart from this there are two other methods here, so that we are going to understand. So these two are nothing but last JSON last error. So this is used basically for the purpose of checking like JSON format is valid or not. And this is JSON last error message, it returns us the what the issue in the JSON format. Let me show you. If I am going to check this this is a valid JSON or not. So let me show you. So guys, here in this example you can see we have this format, JSON format, and we are just trying to decode it. So here we have checked like if condition last JSON error. It means if this JSON string is having any syntax error or other issue, so that we are going to check it here. If there is some issue, so that we are going to show here. So let me show you how this works. If there is no error, so simply we are printing the object this way. So right now there is no error because the format is proper. Let me show you here. Yes, we are able to see the object, but what if we are changing the format now? We are just changing the format just to see like what error we are getting there. Now you can see it is showing syntax error. It means it comes under this part here in this if condition. So this is the last error and it is showing the last error message. So this way we can detect like is there any issue in the JSON format or not. So guys, apart from these important functions, there are few predefined PHP JSON constants. So I have highlighted a few of them which are frequently used, like JSON error none. It means there is no error, and all these returns the integer type. And JSON error state mismatch. It means what if the format is not in a proper way. So it will give you the invalid or malformed JSON, and another is about JSON syntax error. So this is basically used when we are trying to detect like what error in this particular JSON format is. So these are the predefined PHP JSON constants. So for this episode, this much guys, and in the next episode, I am going to describe you the new concept of PHP. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you are new and if you haven't subscribed our channel, so don't forget to subscribe it, and if you like our efforts, so just press the like button and share among your friends. Thank you guys, thank you so much for watching.